for the good part.
I need to have a very good connection with you.
I do too. This not sounding good.
I don't know who this Pan guy is, if we could use some of his good fortune.
God damn.
It's the night of the biggest vampire on the hunt on the attack. He spreads his wings as he takes to the air like smoke from a roaring fire. Salivating for a little slice of that sweet carnal desire. On your marks, get ready, set, go!
All right, we are live from Las Vegas, Nevada, at an undisclosed location in the Pacific Northwest. It is Two Stone.
So get on with the show!
All right, we're going on with the show. We are live tonight. This is Two Stone. I am Johnny.
And I'm Marco, and it is yet again another Tuesday. How are we doing today, my friend?
We are doing well. Very inspired tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Very inspired. Did you get to watch the Democratic National Convention?
I did, and to be honest, I kind of dozed off through most of it, and the only thing I took away from it is, holy shit, Bernie Sanders is still alive?
He's still alive, and he's sharper than everybody there.
Yeah, holy shit.
God, what would life been like if Bernie Sanders would have won in 2016?
I joked for the longest time that the stress of being president would kill Bernie Sanders, but evidently if Joe Biden still ended up living, then maybe not.
Yeah, Joe Biden last night, not so good.
yeah, that's that pretty much went exactly how I expected it to go.
I saw those guys coming out of the woods with torches, and I decided then and there, even though my son is dead, I'm going to run for president. I'm going to do it for my dead son, Bo. And we're like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Chill out, man.
He's just lost in the sauce or the medication or whatever it is. He's not there anymore. It really is that thing where on one hand it is kind of sad because this is an old man who is going through the motions of dementia or whatever the fuck it is that he's going through, and that's kind of it's always sad to see. But on the other hand, this is Joe Biden we're talking about, which is a guy who's been a politician for 40 plus years now, so fuck him.
Fuck him, exactly. And I just watched that last night. I'm like, God, thank God he's not a president for 4 more years. But
yeah.
But you know what? You know what nobody ever talks about, though, which I think is funny, is President Reagan actually had dementia. The last 3 years of his presidency, he didn't even know where to take a shit in the White House, let alone run the country.
I believe it was Alzheimer's, and also that was a very widely kept secret at the time.
God, those were the days, weren't they? Before cell phones and the internet, you could actually spread bullshit and people would believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, you could just say, "Oh, the president was just tired. Don't worry about it."
I mean, we got to a point now where I can go online and tell people, you know what, this thing about fire burning you, it's all about the government talking shit. Go ahead and put your hand in a flame tonight, and I guarantee you're not going to get burned. And people would do it.
Yeah, You could probably come up with some fucking conspiracy theories like, oh yeah, well, cavemen weren't scared of fire. They were scared of everything else, but they weren't scared of fire. You know why? Because they could roll around in that shit. It wasn't
Yeah.
until the government put fluoride in our fire.
Yeah, back in the day, the fires weren't that hot.
They were just warm enough.
It's just warm enough. Damn it! It's the Obama tonight, though. Honestly, what a guy, really.
Well, I mean,
I
shit.
mean-
He's like, what? He's like 30 years younger than Biden.
I know. He's fucking, I think, almost 60, but he looks like he's fucking. He's actually, the rest has done him good.
Yeah, the time away from being president has definitely done him some favors. When he got out of office, he looked rough.
Really, he's like, when he left, he's like, I'm ready to go. He had his bags packed like 3 weeks before it was time to go. Come on in, Trump. It's all yours, buddy.
Honestly, that was one of my favorite things was when Obama became president, and it's that traditional thing of like the former president is walked out to the helicopter by the new president. And the thing that I loved about it the whole time is that George Bush was just looking at Obama and smiling, and you could see it on his face where he's just like, you dumb motherfucker. You have no idea what you're walking into. You have no idea.
So you wanted to be president, huh, big boy?
Yeah. You think that you can run shit better than me, huh? Have fun with that.
No matter what you say, tomorrow there's going to be 1,000 people on your lawn telling you that you're wrong.
Yep.
What a fucking diaper. So he gets on tonight and gives a speech, and I'm just like, I'm not an Obama fan or lover, but I just remember the time when we had a president that would come on and speak.
Yeah,
and speak well.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, at least we had a coherent president.
I mean, there was a point when Trump was. How many people keep forgetting when Trump was president? It turned into a disaster, the worst disaster in the history of humans.
Well, it's just because he refuses to use teleprompters, which on one hand I respect, but also on the other hand, you can't just riff everything you do. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have some sort of structure or some sort of plan on what you're going to talk about. It seems like Trump is just talking shit every time he goes up to the mic. He has no plan on what he's going to talk about. He's just going to talk about whatever he feels like. You know what I mean?
It was. I listened to him on Theo Vaughn interviewed him today.
Oh, damn.
Theo Vaughn is a dipshit.
Well, I mean, and your point is?
It's just awesome to hear a dipshit interview the president. It was one of the coolest things I've ever heard. He's not he had no clue. He goes, yeah, I sat behind you at UFC once. And I said, he goes, yeah, he looks like a fine gentleman. Trump keeps talking about this wall, and he's like, I don't know about no wall or anything, but are you telling me you never drank or smoke? Trump's like, never. Not once.
I find that hard to believe.
The funny thing was Trump talked about his drunk brother who told him, don't drink, Donnie, don't drink.
See, I find that's the opposite with alcoholics, is that they're looking for people to drink with.
Especially your brother. Who doesn't want to drink with their brother?
Exactly. That's one of the few times you actually get along with your siblings is when you're drinking. Or it just makes things worse.
Basically an hour of Trump saying that he's never smoked, never drank, never taken any drug, not even an aspirin.
I mean, I'm sure he's just covering his tracks like all politicians do. But yeah, still, I don't believe that for a second.
How do you make it through life and not even taking a Tylenol?
Yeah.
Is it possible?
Yeah, man. I mean, even for someone like me, where like I don't even take ibuprofen unless I absolutely have to. But there are times where I absolutely need ibuprofen, and I still take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. There's a few times, you get in an accident, you need some oxys because the pain is unbearable.
Right. Like I said, I don't take pills, but when I was going through my tooth pain, they prescribed me oxys, and And at first I was thinking like, oh yeah, oxys, people have a good time on these. But when I took them, it just hit me like a fucking semi truck, and I was just laid into the couch like that anti-marijuana PSA where that girl was like melting into the couch. Like that was me for like 3 days.
Yeah, and then after a while though, you're like, this isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, I was like, I don't get how people find this fun. I am literally just in a coma, but I'm aware of it the whole time. I'm watching time pass by me and I can't move.
It's absolutely insane.
It is.
Sorry, I'm lighting a joint.
How dare you?
No, he comes on and he said some things tonight that I liked. Like I've been preaching since I've been on is this chase for material shit and this greed and what does it bring you? Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I drive a shitty car every day. I get to the same spot as anybody else does. So I have enough money to buy a nice car, but why? Why do you need to spend your money on shit to make people jealous? There's no need for it.
Well, it's either to make people jealous or because you're trying to get some pussy.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have to buy cars and shit to get pussy.
You shouldn't, but you do.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, old Uncle Johnny tips, dating. If you're picking up chicks that are into cars and cash, those chicks do not like you. They like your car. They like your cash. They don't like you. And they're going to do everything they can to separate you from that shit into her pocket.
Yes. I mean, unless you're fully aware that's the status of the relationship, in which case go nuts. But, yeah, there are chicks that are that into cars.
Our unofficial third mic is back tonight. Pause. How you doing, buddy?
How's it going, Pause?
That ginger Viking that used to live in the woods and now lives like Miami Vice style in Florida.
Yeah, it's probably good that he's on the other side of the country. According to the rules of the Highlander, there can only be one. So,
yeah. Who do I? It doesn't matter who we endorse here. It doesn't matter. Some of you love Trump. I understand it. Some of you understand what the Democratic agenda is. I understand it.
I don't know about you, but I've got a good feeling about Jeb.
I think Jeb's next in line. He's got a good old Jeb.
Yeah.
Low energy.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this year Jeb's gonna make a comeback.
I just don't want another 4 years of being on edge. Like, there's never been a history where the president had Twitter in his hands, and he has to fucking talk shit every day.
Johnny, you're talking to a person who one of the earliest memories of his childhood was watching 9/11 on the news.
Exactly.
There is never going to be another 4 years where we aren't going to be on edge.
But just on edge every day. Remember when the news would come on special report from Trump? And he'd be like, oh, fuck, what now?
They still do that.
How many has Joe Biden had the last 3.5 years? Have you seen him on TV? Maybe 5 times?
Yeah.
Trump was every fucking day we had to hear about him. Every day we had to hear something about him. Every day.
Yeah, I mean, he's still the most talked about human probably in recent memory that I can think of. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I understand why people want to vote for him. I understand it completely. Because it's a guy that talks like everybody else does. He talks like a sailor.
Pause over here says, I don't get the Miami life. I live close to Florida-Alabama line. Ah, okay.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, a lot of cousin fucking going on.
Yeah, you're getting close to Squidbillies territory.
You're in scary Florida, where we fucking put our seatbelts on, it look like we know what we're doing, and drive carefully through that part of Florida, because that is fucking that is some hillbilly ass shit back in there.
Yeah. If the Gators don't get you, the hillbillies will.
That might be the scariest place on earth.
Yeah, I've got a buddy who was born and raised in New Orleans, and there's a thing that he told me. He's like, the swamps in Louisiana are so treacherous.
Yes.
Did you know that to this day there are literally mile-long stretches of that swamp that haven't been mapped because every time someone has tried, they die.
Fucking Gator gets them.
Yeah, Gator gets them, or their airboat gets stuck somewhere and they're just stranded and they get fucked. Like it's just impossible to survive in certain sections of that swamp.
Oh, that drive. We came from Houston and drove through Louisiana in the middle of the night. That it's a fucking bridge for like 8 straight hours. It's just a bridge.
I know, that shit is wild. That shit is wild.
And like literally the signs go, this is the last place to get gas in a long ass time. You better pull your ass over now.
Yeah. I remember I did the same thing where he drove from, I think it was Houston, drove from Houston to Mississippi, and then from Mississippi to Louisiana. And I remember when we got into the Mississippi territory, I rolled down the window of the car and I smoked a cigarette. And then by the time I flicked the butt out and rolled the window back up, the entire right half of my body was moist from the humidity. And I was like, what in the fuck is this?
It's fucking nasty down there. That's why them people are fucking crazy.
I know. Of course they're crazy. When I was down there, it was super fucking annoying because I live in an area where there is zero humidity most of the time. And so I'm walking around and they're showing me the sights and I am somehow drowning on dry land from the humidity. Just I need a goddamn cigarette. Hold on a second.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe. And meanwhile, my buddies are going around just like it's any other day. Just like, oh, fuck you guys.
We went to a festival out there one year, I think it was an Ozfest or something. It was so fucking humid that, like, we got there for about an hour and a half. We looked at each other and were like, are we going to stand here all fucking day? And we're like, no, let's go. We just skipped the whole concert. It was so miserable. You can't even drink it away.
Wow, not even for Ozfest, huh?
Like, literally, you can drink misery away sometimes. Like, if you're too cold, you can just drink a shitload of beer and, like, okay, it's cold, but it's not bothering me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm drunk. It'll pass over eventually.
But when you get that high humidity drunk, oh, you just want to die.
Yeah. Yeah, it does not help. I cannot imagine. Again, my buddy told me, he's like, he lives in, like, living in New Orleans, especially during, like, the summer when the humidity's at its worst.
Oh, it's like terrible.
It is so goddamn terrible. He said, like, showering is basically borderline pointless because you will go take a shower, and then when you're done, you'll dry yourself off, put your clothes on, and then by the time you go outside to smoke a cigarette, you're all covered in fucking humidity and all this gross shit again, and you're sweating again. It's like, I just showered, so what the fuck is the point? Like,
fucking, they eat that weird fucking spicy food down there too, so it stretches out of their skin. That smell.
But that
Creole smell.
Delicious.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever done the Bourbon Street thing?
No, I wasn't like in New Orleans. I only went to New Orleans to go to the House of Shock, and that was it.
Yeah, it was a lot of this in the middle of like 2 a.m. Hey, you guys looking for some pussy? Us 3 drunk guys. Fuck yeah, we're looking for some pussy. You got some pussy? Like, yeah, man. Just walk on down this corner and just go right down that alley and knock on the door 3 times. And we're like, this guy's going to rob us.
Yeah.
And then, like, all night, it's just people trying to fucking rob you.
Oh, dude, of course.
And the drunker you get, the more money you lose.
Yep.
I love the guys that go down there with the watches, the like $100,000 Rolexes and the chains and the
Well, it's Mardi Gras, baby.
They wake up the next day, everything's gone. It just felt dirty, scummy, and like literally like grifty. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it did get hit with a massive hurricane that the government did fuck all to rebuild from. So I guess that's what happens.
Yeah, I was there before the hurricane, so I don't know what to tell you. The
Yeah.
cool thing back then is I think I was 16, and they didn't give a fuck. They just served everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Back
Yeah.
before everything got all fucking gay and shit like it is now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Literally, now you go down there, you could be an 80-year-old guy, and they're carding you everywhere.
Yeah.
These pussy, you know what it is? It's some goddamn liberals.
When in doubt, blame the liberals.
It's always the liberals' fault. Always. Oh my God. So that's enough of our politics. I just thought Obama gave a great speech. I thought it was good. It was just
Comparatively.
the guy, it really is a good speaker. I
Yes.
don't agree with most, a lot of his ideologies and shit like that. But as far as rating him as a speaker, number one. There's never been a president better than him.
Yeah. Well, one thing, while we're talking about Obama for a second, do you remember a while back when Obama put the Quran in the White House library and all the rednecks were flipping their shit about it?
Yeah.
And they were freaking out about a piece of holy Muslim text being in the White House. And the funny thing about that is that actually that isn't the first time the Quran has been in the presidential library before.
No.
It was actually put there in the first place by Andrew Jackson, who then read the Quran front to back. So then when he went to fight the Muslims, he knew exactly how to fuck with them. So it wasn't for like actual religious purposes. It was purely for psychological warfare. But technically, yes, it was already in the library to begin with hundreds of years ago.
And he's like, do we? How much more ammo do we need to take over there? What do we need? Ammo? Do we need bombs? Extra ships? And he's like, give me 1 million pounds of pork.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna throw baloney at them, and they're gonna run screaming away.
We're going to slather ourselves in bacon grease. That way they can't touch us.
Was it a hooved animals? Goats? There were goats at them. Fucking hitting them with silly blasters of goat blood. And they're melting like demons from Lost Ark.
I think if that happened, they'd be like, "Oh shit! I think they might be right. I think they're onto something."
Andrew Jackson. That was the guy who used to go out and like duel guys, right?
Oh yeah. It's said that he's been in over 200 duels in his lifetime. He was also I think he was the first president to have an assassination attempt put on him. And it's one of my favorites because Andrew Jackson was a very old man by the time that he became, by the time that he became president. And someone tried to kill him. And so what happened was he followed Andrew Jackson down an alley, and Andrew Jackson wasn't armed. There was no Secret Service back then. Back then you could just walk up to the president and say, "Hello, Mr. President, how are you today?" Like that was normal,
Yeah, because we were in a civilized society back then.
Right. We were a society back then. So Andrew Jackson goes down an alley. The assassin follows him down the alley. He pulls out his gun, which, by the way, is a flintlock black powder single shot pistol, right? Like a pirate gun. So these were the guns we had back then. So he had one of those.
Basically,
Click.
a marble launcher.
Yeah, a marble launcher. So he pulls the trigger, click. It doesn't fire. Andrew Jackson turns around and sees that someone tried to pull a gun on him. The assassin then pulls out another pistol, click.
Fuck.
To then Andrew Jackson responded by beating the shit out of him with his walking stick.
As an old man.
As an old man, he beat the shit out of his would-be assassin with his walking stick, and people had to pry him off of the man.
And this is like 1800s old man.
Yeah, but for all intents and purposes, this man should have died 20 years ago.
Exactly. Most men didn't see 25 back then.
Yeah, that shit was wild. And also another one of my favorite Andrew Jackson things was he had a pet parrot that he took care of and cursed like a sailor. And apparently at Andrew Jackson's funeral, the parrot had to be evicted from the funeral from the funeral processions because the parrot would not stop swearing while everybody was mourning.
How is this not a weekly TV series?
Right? Andrew Jackson was a lunatic.
I mean, I can't picture anything funnier than a fucking coffin with the president in it and a parent going, "Fuck you, cocksucker. Fuck
Yeah.
you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You cunt. Fuck off,
Yeah.
cunt."
Yeah. Yeah, just a parrot just popping off while everybody's crying and trying to have this moment. This is just, shut the fuck up.
You're a homo.
Yeah.
And back then, it's probably screaming the N-word.
Yeah, this was the 1800s, so yeah.
That's like when people actually had slaves up the street.
Yeah, this was definitely back when slavery was still in its heyday in this country, for sure.
That was the last time a Southern president got in until Bill Clinton.
Wasn't
Jimmy
yeah.
Carter, never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jimmy Carter, but yeah, other than Jimmy Carter, I don't think there was another Southern president.
By the way, is Jimmy Carter still alive?
Yes, Rosalind Carter's dead, but he's still alive somehow.
He's been in hospice for like 3 years.
Yeah,
I mean, that son of a bitch does not want to go.
no, I mean, I thought for sure after Rosalind died that he would follow her like a month after. It's like, nope, he's still kicking.
No, he's like, I'm finally free. I get to live my life finally the way I want to.
I can finally
Jesus.
hit the discotheque like I always wanted.
Yeah, I wanted to. He's probably fucking banging all the hospice chicks that are dying. You want some Jimmy Carter dick one last time? You want to fuck the president? Or
You,
just walking around in a robe with his cock swinging like Ric Flair.
Relax, I have dementia. Or was it Alzheimer's? Or was it dementia? It might be Alzheimer's, I forgot.
Either way, my mind's all fucked up.
Yeah, don't worry about me. I'm crazy.
Yeah, guy finally doesn't have to listen to his goddamn wife.
I mean, to be honest, I haven't really looked that much into Rosalind Carter, but she seems like a semi-decent lady. Seems like someone who would be married to Jimmy Carter, at least.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you've been with girls for a while where you're like, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that just gets to a point where when you're married for that long, you just hear everything that the other person has said. Like, and also you've been through everything together and you've done everything together. I imagine that there's points where you just sit there and just exist. You know what I mean? It's like there's nothing that needs to be said. Everything that needs to be said and everything that needs to be proved has been proven. We can kind of just exist. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, they all have their own rooms, their own things to do.
Yeah, you just read your book and I'll watch TV and we won't say anything to each other for 3 hours. This is nice.
Dennis Rodman used to, he put it the best. He said, I can't be in the same house with my wife, so I just bought the house next door.
I can't be in the same house.
Oh my God! Imagine that. That would be a great marriage. You're
Yeah,
sick of her. You just go back. I'm going back to my place.
Yeah, I would get a neon sign that says the dog house, and I would only go in there when she kicks me out. I was like, all right, I guess I'll see you in a month. And I'll just turn on the neon sign.
One was for 10 years, and I understand that. He understand. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much in love you are with a woman. They eventually get on your fucking nerves.
Well, that's not just women. That's with any person. I mean, look at in the world of music where there are so many bands that are just like, yeah, we make great music together, but then once they get a contract and they go on tour and they spend extended periods of time together, they kind of realize like, you know what? You're fucking annoying. You know what I mean?
Yes. I mean, everybody used to ask, why did they fire David Lee Roth? And I go, have you listened to David Lee Roth's podcast? Try to get through 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I know we talked about this last week, but try to get
Yes.
to 10 minutes. 10 minutes of David Lee Roth's podcast. Please try. It's impossible. That guy is insane.
I don't know if you can get through 10 minutes of this podcast, you might be able to get through 2 minutes of that one.
Well, yeah, if you can make it 30 seconds into this goddamn thing.
At least you try to provide some cool music.
See, you used to go into the things, you had to fake it till you make it,
Isn't that what
See,
we're
right-
doing?
No, right now we're just we're not going. You know what? We're the best. Our numbers
Yeah.
are crushing you. We're better than this show and this
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
These
once
guys sucks.
Once my Photoshop subscription is renewed, I mean, once I figure out how to post the numbers, you'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. I can't stand guys like that anymore because there's too many of them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
sit and watch these podcasts. All I do is watch podcasts all day, all night. That's all I do nonstop. I go to YouTube. I go everywhere I can to find out why their podcast sucks. You know why? Because it's not ours. There are guys out there like that. Literally in this world, there are guys doing podcasts right now that are like, I don't know. I know he's watching. We're the best.
Well, I think you got to have that kind of energy, at least a little bit, because you know what I mean. It's just like I would like to have the energy that we have of like, yeah, I like to think you and me, we tried to do our best and put out the best show that we can. But I'm not gonna go around saying like this is the best fucking podcast you're ever gonna hear. I swear to God, you know what I mean. It's just like,
If you're not listening to it, you're just fucking gay. Apparently, you're not cool.
yeah, you have the attention span of a fucking squirrel. Get a life.
We understand we have a lot of work to do and a lot ahead of us before we were even close to anybody knows who the fuck we are.
Yes, but I mean, to be granted, when we first started doing this, we only communicated on Twitter, and we kind of just did this on a lark. I'm surprised that we've been doing this long, to be honest.
I am too. It's very surprising. This is episode 35.
Yeah, it's.
And,
I thought for sure that you would have accidentally died somehow.
Well, I'm working on it.
Not from lack of trying.
If I wouldn't have quit drinking when I did, it was getting out of hand. It was out of hand. It was bad.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to deny that, but
yeah, the things I got into were not fun. But yeah, no, it's been a really progressing show. It seems to be getting better every week instead of worse. So that's a good sign.
yeah, or at least plateauing.
And this fucking, doing shows like this, you build, you get this giant audience, and then all of a sudden they just leave. It's like, where do they go?
I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where they recognize that they have to go a certain way if they want to make money on any massive platform, fucking Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. You got to play by their rules. And when you gain a certain following, that's when they hit you up and be like, hey, we want to make money off of your shit. And you can't just opt out and say, well, what if I don't want your money? And there's like, well, we're still going to put advertisements on your video anyway. So if you don't follow our rules, we're going to nuke you.
Yeah, I understand being nuked.
Yes.
We do have good news though on that front. Tomorrow morning, the Spotify channel is reinstated, and Two Stoned will be on Spotify.
Oh boy, you're going to post all the episodes on there?
Well, we're going to start with tonight's. That's a lot of work. But we will archive them here slowly but surely as
Yes.
it goes on, because we have 25 episodes missing from there.
Yes, we have a considerable chunk, but you know,
but no, our
kind of
appeal-
I kind of expected Spotify to flag us at some point.
Yeah, so no, we were officially thrown off of Spotify, and now we are officially reinstated we're reinstated right now. So we're good.
Excellent. And I believe
and
you
we're
said that we
hoping-
are. I believe you told me that we also plan on going on Twitch at some point, right?
Okay, so the last 2 nights I tried to broadcast on Twitch, and it didn't work. So we were going to debut tonight. Still trying to figure out what's going on. I guess I got to read some stuff.
Oh, reading.
Because then I set up the thing, and it's like it connected right to you're connected, and I'm like, all right, run the show, and it's like you go on, they're like, there's no show on there. Okay, all right. So Twitch will be coming soon. Of course, YouTube, we're bouncing up the stuff on YouTube, and we're over here and over there, and of course the ever famous Rumble channel.
Yes, that's growing again, slowly but surely. It's growing, and
It officially grew too much tonight.
what do you mean? What happened?
So when you hit a certain plateau of people that watch the show, now all of a sudden they're putting advertisements in front of the show.
How? We only have like 50 subscribers. That's enough to put ads on our videos?
Well, we have 50 subscribers, but we have over 10,000 views.
Oh, collectively. Okay.
Collectively. Well, I mean, let's be honest here. There's 300 shows on there. It's not like we're setting the world on fire.
Yeah, okay. That I guess, yeah, mathematically that makes a little bit more sense. But still, 10,000 views, that's all it takes? That's wild.
It's wild. They add up quickly. And then now, so I go on to watch the show from last night, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Why are there commercials before? And you can exit out of them, eventually, like YouTube. But
yeah,
now we are cursed with pre-show advertising. We're cursed.
Unless you pay for Rumble Premium, apparently.
Hey, Eddie stopping by, brother. How you doing, man? I know you're going to sleep. We want to have you on, but you go to sleep so early.
Yeah, it's real vampire hours when we do the show. We'd love to have you on, even if it is just for like a half hour at least.
So yeah, Eddie, I keep Eddie. We love you. We need you on, brother. We got questions for you. We need that tarot card deck back.
Yeah. Basically, all I wanted to tell you is your premonition of just some heavy shit was heading my way. 100% correct, by the way. You were 100% correct on that reading.
Yes. And Pause is going to go out and take a squirt. So we've lost our whole audience, so we're going to continue.
we have officially lost our audience.
It's all gone. We have 0 now.
Shut it down.
And here's what happens when you broadcast live is you do your hour, then your hour's up. The next thing you know, there's 100 people watching, and you're like, well, I'm done.
I know. I mean, to be honest, I kind of expected this to happen anyway, because by the time we go live, the rest of the country is fucking asleep. So I imagine most people are just catching this after the fact. But again, there's got to be some people out there like Pause here who have nothing better to do, and Eddie for some reason.
Yeah, he's stuck on a boat with his wife. A boat.
Well, yeah, Well, yeah,
There's
but
no
at least
escape.
what do you mean? The escape is the boat.
Yeah, but you're in the boat. It's like a one-room boat, and your wife is there all the time.
Yeah, but at least you have you have a multitude of convenient excuses.
Absolutely, you love Eddie. He's the sweetest guy I've ever met in my life. I love that guy.
Yes, he's great.
So today I got dinner before the show tonight, and I wanted to try something I haven't had in a long time, and I realized there's the worst job I've ever seen. It's got to be the worst job on the planet. What do you think that is?
I'm gonna guess you went to Burger King.
No, not Burger King. I can't eat it anymore. I've ate so much of it, I could no longer eat it. It's so bad. I can't. Like, I want to throw up.
Okay, was it a fast food place or was it like an actual restaurant?
It is I guess it's casual fast food.
Okay, I'm gonna guess you went to El Pollo Loco or something like that.
No, we went to today the place where guys that like young women go, Subway.
Ah, yes, good old Subway.
What a fucking shit show job that is.
Oh, dude, yes. Let me tell you, I used to work at a Subway that was inside a Walmart.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, not the Walmart Subway.
Yeah. That was a whole other kind of hell.
God. Oh, the clientele.
Yeah. Dude, there have been so many times where I'm just at the counter waiting for customers to show up, minding my own business, and I just hear children just crying, like blood curdling fucking screaming as their parents are like dragging them out to the parking lot. And it was around like the 5th time that has happened where the thought crossed my mind where I eventually went, that kid could have been getting kidnapped just now and I couldn't tell the difference.
No.
You know, like that was the actual thought that I had. I was like, that kid could actually be screaming for help right now, and I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. That's fucked up, actually. Like,
why am I not intervening here?
Yeah. Why aren't I doing something? Like,
why am I such a terrible human being? Well, I got a sandwich here.
Yeah, I know. It's like I should be investigating this, but just nope.
So I did some research today, and you probably since you work there, is the lowest paying food job in America.
Oh, absolutely yes.
Like, how long ago did you work there?
Oh, like a few years ago. Yeah, but even
and
for
what
back
were you getting,
then,
what were you getting paid back then?
Oh, like a minimum wage, like straight up minimum wage for the state. It was like $7.50. And this was like in 2018.
28. Jesus Christ. And you got to sit there. You have to literally cut every piece of bread.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was the motherfucker that would do close open shifts.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I got paid $7.50 to do close open shifts. I hated that place so goddamn much, but it was such a shit show that I was able to get away with a lot until they found out I was getting away with it, and then they fired me. But you know,
why would you fire any Subway employee?
Well,
I mean, you could take like a bunch of shit home or what you're still being underpaid as it is.
Yeah, it's it was mostly that, but also I think I got fired because after I got fired, like shortly after that, a few other people got fired, and then someone else took over that Subway. Like they got a new owner, so I guess the owner was just cleaning shop and just getting rid of everybody.
So I want to find some new sandwich slaves.
Yeah. There's like, we need new people that don't know how bad it is that it works here.
You know, and Eddie says that he make his own fucking sandwich, but you know, I don't know what it is. But when you make a sandwich at home, it's never as good as that sub shop, ever. No matter how hard you try.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't have MSG and all that other cancer in it.
I mean, basically, a Subway's a donut with meat inside of it.
Yeah, it's but that garlic urban cheese bread though.
Oh, the boss. I got 2 bosses tonight, and my stomach hurts so bad. A bad decision.
Yeah, and
But it's just got to be the worst fucking job ever. And then they had one of those guys that film you. Have you seen this now? This new trend where you go up and you film the guy either making your Chipotle or your Subway. Going, don't hold back on them ingredients. I'm going to put this on my YouTube.
do people really have nothing better to do with their time?
No, they don't.
Oh man, if someone did that to me, I would have just made a huge ass out of myself. Where I would have just like grabbed the olives and then just lay them out one by one. Just like, all right, you want to make sure that I count out the olives for you so you get the right amount of olives you want. You seem to be real particular about this.
And people are such assholes when it comes to their food. It's just horrible.
Yeah,
no, I didn't want those peppers. I want the other peppers. She told me these, but no, I didn't.
Yeah, it really is one of those things where like you remember like in movies back in like the 80s and some in the 90s where they had like fast food people like spitting in people's food and like rubbing their nuts on the buns and shit like that. And I understand why there are laws that prevent people from doing that. I understand why, but at the same time, I also understand why people do that.
I do. I completely understand.
Yeah, there are some people that are just like, you know what, this dude's a prick.
That movie Waiting. I don't know if you ever seen that with
No.
So the people come in. It's 3 minutes to close, and they're like, "You're still open, right?" And they're like, "Ah, fuck."
Yeah.
So they're showing they're putting out spaghetti, and he's like, "Oh, I think they want a little extra Parmesan cheese." And the guy puts his head over, and just fucking puts dandruff on all over his fucking spaghetti. And they'd show all the they'd be like so fucking pissed. And why do people? People are such assholes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like even tonight too, I'm like, this guy's job sucks. I'm like, don't toast it. Don't even cut it down the middle. I'm trying to make it as absolutely as easy. No, don't put anything else on it, man. You've done enough. You cut the bread. That's a lot. That's more than I'm willing to do.
Meat, cheese, bread. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, it's super simple. Here you go. Here's an extra $5 for you.
Oh, I remember that there was a dude who would come in like twice a week, and the only thing that he would order is a foot-long tuna sub, and it was just the bread and the tuna with extra tuna. And he would want it toasted.
God.
I hated that dude because every time he would come in, the rest of the day, the whole fucking place would reek like tuna. And every time I wrap it up and give it to him, I'm just like I thought this dude was pranking me at first, but then I was just like, no, this dude genuinely just eats tuna and bread for lunch, like twice a week.
That is some sketchy ass tuna at Subway.
Yeah, legitimately. I'm like, dude, you are literally in Walmart. You can make yourself a tuna sandwich that's 10 times better. Like,
yeah, I remember I had a family member that ate at the McDonald's in the Walmart and had food poisoning so bad it almost killed him.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
And why do people? You'd think more people would eat there, though. Thousands of people are walking in, and you're just standing there. Nobody's coming in.
Yeah. It's got to be just a rush thing where people only go to Subway for if they absolutely need food, but they don't have the time. Because I don't know anybody that says like, yes, I'm going to make the conscious effort to go to Subway today. It's always people that are like just so happy to be driving by, just be like, yeah, Subway works. You know?
Yeah, I just saw an ad for it today. I'm like, that looks good. I'm gonna get that tonight.
Yeah, I got
Buy
this
one,
coupon.
get one
that's good.
free.
Yeah, I got this coupon. It's gonna expire tomorrow. Why not use it?
And now, halfway through the show after eating 2 foot-long subs, I'm kind of realizing that it's not. I realize why I haven't ate there in a long time. It's kind of bloating me up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how they get you. Is that Subway is just like it's 90% bread. All that shit that they throw in there, you're basically just eating an entire loaf of bread that has meat and cheese in it.
And sugar. They banned the bread in England because there was too much sugar in it.
But
And the funny thing is they tell fat people, yeah, come on in and eat this sugar-filled bread. You're going to lose weight.
yeah. Well, I mean, how else are you going to get people to eat your bread if you can't put MSG in it? You can't put cocaine in it. You got to put something in it. And also, I'm pretty sure when you bake bread, there is a little bit of sugar in it. But yeah,
there is a little bit, but no, yeah, there's more sugar in literally than a donut.
How the fuck?
It's crazy. Yeah, literally, it's insane. There's more sugar in Subway's white bread than there is a glazed donut.
That is, I actually didn't know that. That is crazy.
Yeah, they got rubber inside of there. There's some kind of rubber. It really is bad for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like, well, I mean, they did advertise it for a while that it was going to be healthy until their spokesperson got busted. But
for the absolute worst thing ever.
Yeah, out of all the things he could have gotten busted for, is like, yeah, there's no coming back from that one.
I don't even understand it. I've never understood that.
No, me neither.
It's I guess having the things I guess the more taboo, the more get you. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah,
fucking sickos.
Yeah, I'm not Carl Jung. I'm not a fucking psychologist. I don't know.
And you never know, man. You never know. I've hung out with dudes that seem normal. Then you talk to their ex-wives, like, yeah, I used to have to put a hanger up his ass and hit a car battery with it and shock his prostate. And you're like, what? Yeah, he got real violent. Kenny gets violent? What? Little Kenny? Yeah, he likes it rough. Kenny likes it rough? What? You never know the sexual deviance of somebody.
Oh, my dad, when I was a young teenager, he used to run his own computer repair shop, and he would tell people every single time that they would bring in their computer, he would tell them every time, he's like, listen, if you want me to go through your computer and make it faster, I'm going to have to look through your files, which means I'm going to see everything. So this is your chance to tell me if there is anything on this that I should know about. And every single time they're like, no, there's nothing weird on there. You don't have to worry about that. And every single time my dad's just like, oh yeah, this is fucked up. Like there's so many times I heard him just in the office just go, Jesus Christ. And then I go to walk into the room. He's like, don't come in here. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he's like the new photo mat. You got to see everybody's pictures.
Yeah. No, he would tell that to customers all the time. He's like, if you give me your computer for 10 minutes, I will know more about you than your spouse does.
Nathan, for you, did an episode on that of computer repair, but only by asexuals. People don't get turned on by female or males. So if they see your naked pictures, and it's not sexual to them.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's another one where I'm just like, you just feel nothing.
And here's the problem right now. whatever you've done online, you can't escape from it.
Nope.
It is everything that you have on your here's what everybody thinks. They think you go on your phone, I'm just going to delete everything and no one will find. It's in the cloud. You could literally blow up your telephone, run it over with a semi truck, start it on fire, and flush it down the toilet. They already have your info.
Yeah, just because you deleted it doesn't mean it's deleted. It just means it makes it harder for someone to find it.
Could you imagine being Thomas Crooks?
Well, I mean, can I imagine that I was dead?
I'm just imagining, something bad like that happens. You go up the deep end and something happens. I'm just sitting here looking at CBS News going, well, Johnny Cush seemed to look up a lot of rattlesnake porn. It's like just the most oddest shit you've ever looked up online, and they got to report it to everybody in the world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people say that, but you could say that about anybody. You know what I mean? There's people, kind of what we were saying before. It's like, you don't know what people do in their free time or what they do behind closed doors. I'm sure there's a lot of people that when, like, your friends or family, that when they die and you go into their room and you root through their shit, you're just going to be like, what in the fuck is this?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's like, why does he have a size 12 heels in his...
And why are they wide?
Then I started thinking, maybe I should just put the most oddest shit in my house so in case I do pass away, it raises a lot of questions for a long time.
Just confuse everybody.
Like having sex with a Teddy Ruxpin doll or something while he's screaming, like with a porn tape inside of it. Oh, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Just the most oddest, creepiest shit you've ever seen. Is that alligator giving him head?
They can't tell if it's a setup for a Saw movie or if it's abstract art.
We know Johnny was odd, but not that odd.
Yeah, we knew he was weird, but he was fucking nuts.
Absolutely nuts, that guy.
Yeah, they talk to your neighbors about it. It's like, yeah, he was weird, but he paid rent.
Exactly. We heard screams in the middle of the night, but we don't like to talk.
You know what they say about Vegas? I mean, you do. But
when she goes screaming, don't be calling the cops yet.
Not yet. Not until she turns up dead. Then you might have to do something about it.
When the screaming stops, then you got to worry. Yeah, it's been a fun-filled night. We've already done an hour. I don't know how.
Yeah, I really don't know. It happens every time.
But I think we've helped America out tonight. Personally, I think we've helped them out.
I'd like to think so. Even if that isn't true, I'll just believe that's true.
Yeah, I mean, tonight's portion, and I swore a whole lot just to see if it's the swearing that's getting us the adult level tonight on purpose.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure saying cunt 5 times in a row probably didn't help. But
and that's so out of context too, by the way.
Yeah, no, yeah,
it really
in context, that makes perfect sense because we were talking about his parrot that refused to stop swearing. It's like then it makes perfect sense and it's funny.
But then the clip just goes me going, "Cunt, you fucking moron!"
Yeah.
You don't have any respect for the parrot.
That was a presidential pet, motherfuckers.
We also learned tonight that Eddie Spector makes a hell of a sandwich. He loves his cheese soup with mushrooms.
That does sound good right now.
It really does. And Pause Reality, he's out fighting gators tonight.
Yeah, I guess that's why he left. He went to take a piss and then he got caught.
I'm more scared in that area of Florida. I'm not really scared of the alligators, or the wildlife, or the dudes. I'm scared of those methed out honeys. Those are the worst. Those women are scary as fuck. They ain't got no teeth.
Yeah. I mean, crackheads in general, I just don't fuck with crackheads because they do not feel pain.
No. But for some reason, they got the banging bodies. Ain't got no teeth, got a jacked up face, but God damn it, they got some bodies on them down there. A lot of butterfaces in Florida.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's for the people that live there, not the tourists. Well, some of them are tourists.
I mean, it's impossible to be fat in Florida with the humidity. I mean, your weight just melts right off you every day as you walk outside.
Yeah, you just sweat all the calories out.
But yeah, they're banged up, man. Them faces are banged. Those meth chicks in Florida, they are banged up. Butt faces for sure. Your Paz lives in it.
Also, before we go off, last episode I put Australia on blast, and so I'm going to make up for it if any Aussies are listening to this one. I got a bit of a joke. So there's this, like a multi-billionaire type who's throwing a pool party, and he invites all of his friends over, and he thinks it would be a fun prank to put an alligator in the pool. So the party starts, and obviously nobody's swimming in the pool with an alligator inside of it. And so the billionaire says, "What? Nobody likes my pet?" And nobody thought it was funny. So he decided to spice up the evening, and he pulls out a wad of cash, and he says $100,000 to anybody who jumps into the pool. And before he could even finish that sentence, he hears a splash behind him, and he turns to see an Australian man is in the pool wrestling the alligator. He's choking it, he's gouging out its eyes, he's keeping its mouth closed, he's spinning with it, and eventually he chokes out the alligator and it goes down to the bottom unconscious. The Australian man then climbs out of the pool and goes over to the billionaire, and the man says, "Well, I guess you want your money." And the Australian man says, "No." And the billionaire says, "What, you want double?" And the Australian man says, "No, I don't want your money." The billionaire says, "Well, then what the hell do you want?" And the Australian man says, "I want the cunt that pushed me in."
What a cunt. Oh my God, that is the greatest Australian joke I've ever heard.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorites.
I want the cunt that pushed me in.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was great.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
I'm going to steal that when I'm out with the normals.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, we want to thank Pause Reality, Eddie Spector, for his beautiful cheese soup recipe tonight.
Yes, and also those of you that are too scared to talk in the comments, but that's fine. We respect you and your privacy.
We do. Working on things. Things are in motion as we speak. Hopefully you had a good sounding episode tonight. We've all updated our equipment already, so we don't have that excuse anymore.
Yeah, slowly but surely, piece by piece, we are getting better. It might not seem like it, we're not progressing exponentially yet. But when we hit that point, we will be listening back on this episode and the episodes before and just be like, "Oh God, were we talking into a toaster?"
And you guys got to realize that me and Marco are both stoners, and it takes us a little while we have a lot of great ideas, and sometimes we forget them. And it just takes a stoner a little longer it's twice as long to get it done, but we get it done.
Well, and also as stoners, we have the problem of we have great ideas. We have great, brilliant ideas. But then when asked, "So how are we going to do that?" Man, I don't fucking know. Do I look like a scientist?
Sounds like a lot of work to me.
Yeah. Do I look like a fucking egghead to you? I'm just an idea man.
We're stoners. We show up at the job site and we go, "Huh. Wouldn't it be easier if you just did that?" And they're all like, "Yeah, it would." Thank you. Yeah, I'm lazy. Like, I'm really an important part. You should hire a lazy guy.
Yeah.
Get the jobs done a lot quicker and a lot easier.
Yeah. Hiring a lazy guy can make things more efficient, but there are some people that are just so lazy that they're useless.
They are useless. I do get to a point where I'm like, all right, I'm cleaning my apartment today.
Starting to look like an episode of Hoarders.
I've been in the house indoors for I haven't left my place in 2 weeks. All I do is I sit around and watch episodes of the Steve Wilkos show. I'm addicted. I can't stop.
Well, I mean, shit, it's got to be damn near 100 degrees over in Vegas, right?
Yeah, it ain't worth going outside. It ain't worth going out there.
Yeah, why the fuck would you?
I got to sit and watch for 8 straight hours if these stepdads raped their kids or not. It's horrible. It's the worst show ever.
It is.
They always fail the lie detector. Did you touch your kids? Nope. Oh, you lied. Well, wait a minute. These tests aren't completely accurate.
Yeah, it's been proven that these lie detectors aren't like 100% accurate. They're just, all they do is just detect a pulse in your heartbeat, and if it becomes irregular, that tends to happen when you lie. But it's also a heart. It does that shit all the time.
Exactly.
And also, if you know how to control your heartbeat, which some people do, you can easily fake a lie detector. It's tricky, but you could do it.
Yeah, if you could stay calm. I just watched the one with they tested this chick, apparently burnt her kid with an iron after she did it on purpose. And the lie detector guy goes, well, I can't test her. She's on drugs. And they're like, did you drug test her? And they're like, yep. What is she on? And he's like, she's on marijuana. She's on benzos, Oxycontin.
Yep.
And crack.
Damn.
I guess that's the perfect combo to beat a lie detector test. You look it up online.
I don't know. Anytime I see anybody strapped up to a lie detector, it just reminds me of that Simpsons bit where they strap Homer to a lie detector and they explained it to him. They're just like, "All right, this is a lie detector. Every question that we are going to ask you is a yes or no question, and if you lie, it will detect the lie. Do you understand? Yes." Machine explodes. I'm
too stupid.
Yeah.
The other thing is too, I was like, if somebody grabs you off the street and says, we think you murdered this woman, will you take a lie detector test? You're like, I don't know, I'm a little fucking nervous. Like, you would be nervous just to answer the questions. You're like, if I answer this wrong, I'm going to jail forever.
No,
of course you're going to have a rapid heart rate.
No, I know my rights, man. I'm not saying shit. I know my rights. Get me my goddamn lawyer.
Yep, that's what they all say until you're in the back of a squad car crying.
Nah, man. Like I said, I know my rights. I can read my Miranda rights to the cops from memory. I know my goddamn rights.
Yeah, I know about Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, but he was also the president.
It's amazing. It's amazing just where we've become.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that one of these... Actually, we should do that. One of these days, I'll take the reins of the show, and we'll just go down a rabbit hole of just insane shit that U.S. presidents have done.
Oh, it's... people think Trump's crazy, but he never went out... It had it's kicking in, bro.
And that's our cue to end the show.
Oh, this shit hits you hard in a weird time.
Yeah, right.
I've been smoking the joints or blunts as the kids call them, and then I've been dripping them with fucking wax.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, that shit's gonna stink.
And when you smoke it and you kind of get high like you normally do, and then like about a half hour to an hour later, all of a sudden you're in a coma. Now I'm entering coma phase.
Yeah, now it's time to sink into the couch like the anti-marijuana PSA, which I will say, that is the one anti-marijuana PSA that is somewhat accurate.
It is 100%. I've been like that for 2 straight weeks. This has been
And
my routine. I get up, smoke a bowl, drink a Coke, have a couple of cigarettes, go back to bed. Then I get up, have a smoke and a Coke, smoke another bowl. Then I get on DoorDash, and it takes me like DoorDash is like Netflix. You're like, what do I want? There's so much shit on here. Oh man, then you're almost ready to hit the order button. You're like, nah, I don't know. Maybe some pancakes. That's like a 2-hour thing of just figuring out what the fuck I'm gonna eat.
I would say you're living the dream, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me, but I just don't use DoorDash. Like, even before I moved out here, I just didn't use DoorDash or any of that shit out of principle because I was just like, I could easily just go get the shit myself and not pay $15 for it.
No, I bought IHOP today. I bought a $12 breakfast.
And how was it?
By the time it was all said and done, it was $60.
Yep.
It was ice cold.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucked. And I paid 6 times the amount almost for it.
Yep.
Because I'm too lazy. The IHOP is literally a half a block down the street.
I mean, the only excuse that I could give you is that ever since I've known you, you've had your car stolen twice.
Yep.
And that's not even within a year. So
yeah, it's a problem. But yeah, I go there and eat all the time, and it's $12. But then when you go to DoorDash, it's $27 before the fees even start.
Mm-hmm. And that's if also before you want to tip the guy.
Yeah, I tipped him pretty good. I tipped him $9, so it would have been $51 for my $12 if I didn't tip the guy. But
Jesus.
Still, what the fuck? Who's got that kind of money?
I mean, you are in Vegas, man. Isn't that the thing where like literally everything is twice or 3 times more expensive?
Yeah, and it used to be the exact opposite.
Yeah. And then they realized how much money that they could. Well, they realized how much money that they were making off of tourism. They was like, nah, if we just crank up the prices, they'll still pay that shit.
Oh yeah, like a Whopper is $10, and it's what, $5 in the Midwest somewhere.
Yeah, 10. Yeah, if you pay $10 for a Whopper, you're a fucking sucker.
But it's flame grilled.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I guarantee you, those flame marks were put on with the Sharpie.
I know they are. I know for a fact that Carl's Jr. does that.
The fake smoke lines.
Oh, it's bad. All right. So we talked about our shitty food tonight. We talked about everything else we need to talk about. Two Stoned, I think. Is it come to a conclusion?
I believe so.
I believe so. I did want to play my AI music tonight, but I think we'll wait till next week.
Okay, sounds good. You got an AI to make some music for us?
It's done.
Oh.
You want a sneak peek? I won't play the whole thing.
Yeah, sure.
So I typed it. It's this simple. No, it sucks. It's not good.
Okay.
But this is how easy it is to create a song now. And this kind of scared me. Because, I typed in sad woman waiting for a phone call.
Okay.
And that's all I needed to type in. It created the song, made the video, and everything.
Okay.
And it took 5 minutes. Okay. So this is what you can get done in 5 minutes, video everything. Let me play just a clip for you real quick.
Okie doke.
Lost in time last night in a temporal loop. Echoes of days from the years around me. Light refracts your shadow on my mind. When you call me, voices and sweet percussion. When you call me, time spins a slow illusion. Quietly haunting.
Well, there's just a clip. I'm not. It's a terrible song, but it is AI.
Well, I mean, it's a terrible song in the sense that I don't like that kind of music. But if you are analyzing it objectively for 5 minutes by AI, that's pretty fucking good.
It really is. I was kind of shocked.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
I've literally like from hearing that is just like, oh yeah, I've literally heard dozens of local bands that sound exactly like this.
and they spent over a year practicing,
Yeah.
rehearsing.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
getting
just
a
type
band
in-
together.
Moody bitch that's waiting for a phone call, and that's it.
Yeah.
Except the alternative vibe, the Lilith Fair.
Yeah, AI is just getting better by the day. I can't wait. I can't wait until we can really, really fine tune it to where I can have AI just make a song for me and just get all the grunt work of getting all the samples and the structure and all of that shit just for me to come in and fine tune it. Just be like, yep, this is me.
All mine.
Yep, all mine. This is my genius.
Listen to how good I am.
Yep.
And this is the beginning stages of AI.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the main thing I noticed, the big AI thing, is the lips didn't match the song she's singing.
No, they have a problem with lip syncing and also with their fingers, and some transitions are a little wonky. But
Yeah.
when you look at that compared to AI, roughly 6 months or a year ago, like that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, I typed in 2 guys smoking weed doing a podcast, and we got 2 zombies smoking their fingers.
I mean, I'm not entirely against this picture. This is cool.
It really is. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yes, you should save this for October.
I love the alien vibe. The alien goes into your video game playing.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
All right, dude. We gave him 16 minutes of extra free. Pause. Thank you for the extra listening for the extra 15 minutes.
Yes, thank you. Pause.
And all comedy song, AI comedy song might hit. I don't know if you know some Stephen Lynch stand-up songs.
Oh yeah, Stephen Lynch. I love Stephen Lynch.
The guitar player from Autograph,
I believe so. Yes,
the guy that turns up the radio. Is that who's it you're talking about?
I think so. I haven't seen Autograph in a long time, but yeah, he's a musical comedian who just plays guitar and just does comedic songs. Like kind of like Flight of the Conchords or something like that.
Wheeler Walker Jr.
Yeah, but not country.
Oh God, Wheeler, that guy. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's great.
All right. I don't know. We could do this show for 2 hours, but we don't like you enough yet.
Listen, there's only so much that I'm willing to do for free.
Yeah, I mean, we're still trying to get over the whole biker thing from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm still bewildered about that. Where I'm just like, did Sturgis come after us for talking shit about him? Because that's the only thing I can think of about what did we do?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm like, too. I'm like, they know we were kidding, right?
Evidently not.
See, I think I'm kidding. I say the most outrageous, weirdest shit possible, knowing that it's so outrageous and stupid that people should automatically think that I'm joking. But people take me seriously a lot of the time. So I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I was just kidding about the mustard stain on your ass. It's not there. Watching somebody go crazy looking for a Mustang sting on their clothing is the greatest prank of all time.
I'll have to remember that one.
That's good for your coworkers. You got shit all over the back of your shirt.
Oh, I do the I just do the classic kick me with the sticky note. But there's another one that I do. Actually, here's another one that you could use is how most fast food places they have a walk-in fridge and a walk-in freezer.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
So what I do is I take a paper towel and I get it wet and wring it out, and then I slap it against the wall in the freezer, and I let it sit there for like 10, 15 minutes, and then it gets ice cold. I peel it off of the wall, and then I just go behind one of my coworkers and just wrap it around their neck. And, and it's just this ice cold towel just all of a sudden just on your neck, and they just look, what in the hell is that? They just freak the hell out.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's every time. It gets them every time.
Yeah, there's always, you see, everybody thinks this Marco's a nice guy, but he's a dark man.
I get bored.
All right, we of course, you want to go check out MHH Johnny's picks. We're almost at 30 hours.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we're getting to the point where now I mean, you could easily pick more songs if you wanted to, but yes, we're getting real close to almost 30 hours worth of music that Johnny has played on Marijuana Happy Hour on X and Rumble, and eventually, I imagine, on Twitch and shit as well. But MHH Johnny's Picks on Spotify and YouTube Music. Give it a like, give it a listen, and let me know what you think. And also, just going to throw this out there. If there are any songs that any listeners think is fitting to Johnny or to the show, let either of us know, and we'll consider throwing it on there for an episode.
Absolutely. We put our Twitter things up front. Marco V, MARCOVE 193 at Twitter, and Marijuana Happy at Twitter. And we got Johnny Cush MHH. That's a new one. That's going to be the Instagram. That's going to be the TikTok. That's going to be the Facebook. It's Johnny Cush MHH 1, no spaces. All right.
So that's how we're going to reach the youth.
You're getting out there, getting that Cush name back out there.
You hear that, kiddies?
You know, and I'm not part of the Marvel Universe. I'm not that Johnny Cush, but hope you confuse it. Think I'm him and want to listen to the show anyways.
Don't sue us, Disney.
And yeah, all right. That's it for tonight. Anything else before we leave?
Nothing else that I can really think of. Just keep your ear to the ground. Obviously, if the DNC is any proof of that, they're gonna pull some shenanigans, or the Republicans are. Someone's gonna pull some shenanigans. There's always some shenanigans afoot. Good night, good morning, wherever the hell you are. We'll catch you next week.
Why is it not starting at the beginning? What the fuck? Come on, man!
This is going great.
All right. I've gone back to StreamYard. I'm on StreamYard.
Oh yeah, this is all we have. Shit.
All right, well, we have to go back to the old one, I guess. Don't read any of the links on here. They're all wrong. It's an old intro. Don't read the links.
Lies and slander. Don't trust what you read, especially what we post.